जीवाने मराणे गति यारो नहीं मोरा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद। Thank you so much, Mataji. Dandavat pranams to you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams to all. Premadatta Prabhuji, welcome to you, Prabhuji. Thank you for joining for the Bhagavatam session today. You may start, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah, so last time I was playing Mridangam, nobody heard it. And unfortunately, I still don't have the hands free. What I can do is, just for an experiment, if you all devotees can tell me, I'll remove my this headset for the initial kirtan. Let me know without that if you are able to hear me only with the laptop. If it is not audible, then I'll shift to Kartal. Is it okay
Sure,
if I can just take few seconds
Yes,
to...
yes, Prabhuji, sure.
The reason why I want to play Mridangam and interested to play Mridangam is, first of all, I received this Mridangam from Mayapur directly on Prabhupada's day, and this Mridangam, and I am trying to pick up the skill so that I know this percussion instrument, which Prabhupada used to personally play, and he taught. So like that, it will inspire me and others also. So what I'll do is I'll just remove this headset for a few seconds. You are all able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Properly?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. So I'm going to increase all your volume, and this is my Mridangam. If that makes a sense. Yeah. So Hare Krishna. We'll start with the prayers. So I'm not a very trained person in Mridangam, but I'm just making an effort to please my Guru Maharaj. And so I'm not at all a trained Mridangam player, but I'm just learning. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada used to say that learn to hear from those who are not expert, means the Mridangam and all that. Don't go with the way they play. Just, so that there is, you're not attracted to the way they are playing, but you are attracted to the purity. Unfortunately, I don't have purity and even tune. So I'll try. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandan Raja Janarandan Yashodanandan Raja Janarandan Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We
Yes,
can't
Prabhuji.
hear the it's not audible, Prabhuji. Mridanga.
Okay, Mataji. That's what I wanted to know, the feedback. It is not audible. I'll try to arrange for some hands-free or something, and then we will say. So just let me hear me on my on the microphone. Hare Krishna.
Sorry
Yes,
for the
Prabhuji.
No, that's the experiment I wanted to do, but I don't know how to play so that you all can hear. But anyway, maybe I'll try to arrange it in some other way. Maybe hands-free might work.
प्रभुजी आपने ये हेडसेट का पूरा वायर निकाल दिया था ना?
Yeah. Yes.
Right of that it's not good. Yeah, then it's.
I think you can change to this play to speaker only, Prabhu, in your device.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
you can try once, Prabhu. Yeah, you are playing. You already you selected as a mic and this audio device, and it will.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, so that
Yeah.
I'll.
You can
How I can do? I can go to the sound and.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Right click. Yeah. Right click sound. Open sound settings.
Oh no, Prabhuji. You are using a computer, Prabhuji, laptop.
Yes. I have to change to speakers, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because right now it is earphone. Oh, Hari bol. Oh, wonderful. See. Okay.
Try,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
So now I'll remove this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, you can remove.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Now. Hare Krishna, is it okay?
Yes, now
Prabhuji.
voice is okay. And you can play with Mridangam, we will see some.
Hari. So you are all devotees. That's why you are able to tolerate me with this experiment. See, I'll tell you one incident. Somebody asked me.
Now voice is gone.
No, looks like voice is muted, Prabhuji.
You're muted, Prabhu.
Oh my God.
And now it's okay. Now we can hear.
Now you can hear me.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. You can play.
And
Mridangam.
just tell me.
Yes.
Now,
No.
Mridangam?
No,
Prabhuji.
What is the reason? Just can you check that speaker sound?
Because I see you speaking so nicely without anything.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I am also using speaker only.
I can hear your fan voice also on top.
Yes.
So how come I am not able to? Speakers real tech audio I have put.
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay, sometimes you have to do restart also. Okay.
Oh, then. Sounds. So
actually, very first time you no need to put that your headset in that one. Just remove that headset and change the speaker and restart the system. Okay.
Maybe next time I can try.
Yeah, next time. Right.
Next time I can try master volume. I have changed to speaker microphone, Realtek audio instead of input.
No.
Is
For
it
the
in full
Realtek, you can. Okay. Only speaker it is available, Prabhu. Instead of Realtek.
See, when I am speaking to you right now, I am able to speak. But when I am playing Mridangam.
Yeah, that's what it's.
It's not coming?
No, it's not coming, Prabhu.
Oh my God.
Prabhuji. Nothing is heard.
Anyway, I'm surprised. I mean, I'm able to speak, but then I'm not able to speak. Okay, we'll shift without wasting further time. Okay, maybe I have to back to my speakers. Back to here headset. Now, so tell me if you are able to hear me with the headset.
Yes,
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, sorry for all this, but maybe.
If possible, Prabhu, we'll do for next time. We'll try.
The reason I wanted to play Mridangam is sometimes it's nice to see, devotees, they sing and then they use Mridangam while preaching. Anyway. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jayo Radha, Ras Bihari Radha, Ras Bihari Radhe. Jayo Radha Govind Radha Govind Radhe. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe. Jayo Shri Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Shri Radhe. Radhe 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 Govind Radhe 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 Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Swami Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Subhadra Mai Jaya Sudarshana Jagannath Swami Nayan Patgami Nayan Patgami Bhava Tumhe Jagannath Swami Nayan Patgami Nayan Patgami Bhava Tumhe Jayo Narshingadev, 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 Jayo Narshingadev. Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Bhakta Prahlad, Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Bhakta Prahlad, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai. Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, so this Kartal also nobody could hear? I am surprised. Was Kartal also not audible?
No problem.
That is also not audible.
Oh, so all these times I was playing Kartal, nobody could hear, huh? For all these.
Yeah, because I think the headphones is there now, Prabhuji. So maybe that's why we cannot hear it. We can hear only the voice. The Kartal we cannot hear.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I think you need to have a mic, Prabhuji.
Oh, that mic. Okay. I'll buy it. Because generally
Just a thought.
For the
No,
for
no,
the
no. Oh,
instruments.
if I can arrange for mic, I can play guitar also for you. I can sing in guitar also. I know some
So
of the,
then,
and
then it's better. Then you can get one mic for the instruments, Prabhuji, so that we can
Yeah, then
share.
you can play all the instruments. Every time
yeah,
you can
yeah,
play
no.
different
So
instruments. Prabhuji.
I'm just testing it, and we'll start with Bhagavatam. I mean, just let me know. You can't even hear my mouth organ.
This is heard, Prabhuji.
We can.
Prabhuji, I think you have to disconnect your headset completely and then you can speak on mic of your laptop. I think the headset you do not disconnect from the.
So one of the devotee
Yes,
next time.
but that we can. That will also be some interruptions, Mataji, because
Then,
the music and the
then
voice it get interrupted.
No, because I
if
think he
this,
has a noise cancellation in
So
this
it's
yes,
headset.
I have
That's
a
why.
Platronics noise cancellation.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's why we
it.
cannot hear
then,
anything.
then that's why that's.
Disconnect your headset completely from the laptop.
If I use a normal hands-free, then I think it will work.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
Prabhuji.
no problem.
Yes.
All right. So when this problem is resolved, then I'll try with guitar. Then next I'll try with mouth organ. Then we'll try with kartal. So
No,
we'll
bro,
have
just
some.
you can try with that restarting that system,
Is
and
it?
you can remove this completely. I
So
think
he
it
can
will.
just disconnect the headset right now, so that cord from the laptop. Then he can speak, I think, and we can hear.
So, oh, is it? You don't need this, right? I don't
Yes,
need
Not
this.
even
I
the
was.
cord. The
No.
cord also you have to
No,
disconnect from the
that is
laptop.
that
You
is
must
for
have
the voice.
connected
It's
the cord.
fine, Prabhuji. Along with the instrument, Mataji is saying to disconnect your headset so that we can hear along with your instrument.
Oh, maybe next time can we try that? Maybe next
Yes.
time.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
I can do this with the help of any devotee who can give 15
I think
minutes
you
earlier.
disconnect the cord from the laptop. Like you have connected the cord, right, of your headset.
Yes, it's connected.
Yeah.
Shall I
So
disconnect it?
yeah, just disconnect and you can speak and just try.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji,
Yeah.
we can hear.
You can hear now. It's
Yes.
as clear
As
as
just
clear as.
Yes, it's clear,
then we
Prabhuji.
can hear maybe. Sorry, Prabhuji.
No,
So
that's
one
okay.
kartal you can try, Prabhuji, so that we can hear.
Yeah, kartal you can try, Prabhuji, once.
No, we cannot.
No, so that's why mic is necessary actually for the instruments, because it won't take the sounds.
So
Through
it's
the
able to recognize human voice, but not able to recognize the sounds, huh?
Okay.
Amazing. And if I
What is your laptop, Prabhu? What is your laptop name?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So my job is to teach music and dance. So if I may, there is a section in the audio settings where it is specially for musicians. So if you click on that option, it will help, Prabhuji.
So I go and do a right click on my sound. I see sounds, spatial sounds, open volume mixer, open sound settings, troubleshooting sound problems. So if I say open sound settings.
No,
What
not
is your
on the
laptop
laptop,
name,
Prabhuji. In the Zoom settings, Zoom audio settings.
And where is that actually?
So if you click on the mute and unmute button and there is a down arrow or up arrow, you will find it there, Prabhuji.
Oh,
in
is
video,
it?
Prabhu, in video, it is the symbol is there, na? There just it's,
Yeah. Next
there
to
you
the
click
audio
video
settings is there.
Yes,
Audio
yeah.
settings is there, yes. And then it's for background and effects.
Yeah.
Backgrounds and effects. No, background is okay.
No, audio is there, Prabhu. There it's.
Yeah, audio is there. Yes, audio is there. I'm on that.
In that.
Which one I should choose? I'm there in that section.
I think in more it is share sound. In more, when you go, it is share sound.
No. In microphone.
There is something called as audio background, cancellation for musicians. So there be something like word musician if you check that.
Yes. It is there. Shall I click there?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
I have clicked there. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I should close this. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. And if you check on the top left corner, if you Is it showing on the screen, on the main screen now? On the main screen of the
left.
video? Yeah, can you see that there is any option which is saying on and off? Is it showing
Prabhu,
any
you can
option?
share your screen also, Prabhu. You can share your screen.
I can
You
share
can
my
your
screen.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not
Yes.
showing. It's okay, Prabhuji. Then that means you have switched it on properly. It's okay. Try going ahead with this, Prabhuji.
Is it, if now I play a kartal, then you're able to
Yeah,
hear?
try doing that. Yeah, please, Prabhuji.
You're muted, Prabhu.
No, can't hear.
But no, I'm not muted.
You're not muted.
No, I'm not. You can hear me, right? You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. But sound it is not.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I think maybe this.
I think we should proceed with the session, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll proceed. No
Some
problem.
technical issue.
What is your laptop name, Prabhu? Laptop name?
This is Elite Book, HP Elite Book.
HP Elite Book. Okay, easy.
Prabhuji, I use that option. So because when I teach dance, we have to play that the stick. So at times, the students are unable to hear. But when I do this, they are able to hear me and the instrument properly.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So I can speak without the headphone, right? I can speak without
yes.
That's not a problem.
No problem.
Okay, good. So all right, we'll start with the class. Thank you for all your efforts. So the reason why devotees tolerate all this is there is a very big reason. Somebody asked me, I'm now 23, 24 years in ISKCON. So somebody asked me, what change came in you when you joined ISKCON? I think you became, I said, okay, tell me what change you saw in me. He said, you started following some disciplines. He's my college friend now. He's also initiated. 11 years back, I introduced him to Casey. Now he has become Pramand Das and he's in Australia. And so before joining ISKCON, I used to convince him. He said, "Tujh mein kya farak aaya?" So I asked him a question. You tell me what change you noticed. He said, you stopped, taking tea and coffee with me when we used to take it together during college days. He's my engineering buddy. And then he said, the other change which I see in you is you put tilak, you put kanthi mala. I said, that's all you saw? He said, no, earlier we used to talk about anything and everything in life. Now you restrain some topics. Then he asked me what change you feel you have got. And that impressed him. I narrated him an incident of Panihatti. I said, look, I've been organizing Panihatti for long. So what happened? The change I saw in another devotee is the same change I got on myself. And believe me, today we have not even started this class. And let me be frankly, another 37 minutes are left. If we understand this, what I'm going to tell you now, if that change you all notice, just raise your hands in Zoom and tell me, believe me, then Bhagavatam is making a change in our life. And if today we have not read Bhagavatam, it's okay. Krishna doesn't put a gun on our head and says, you read Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavatam Sevya, then only I'll accept you. Bhagavatam are the words, a portion of words of Bhagavad Gita, which is involved in Bhagavatam, and Bhagavatam is placed inside Mahabharata, and the glorifications of Krishna by the devotees is Bhagavatam. And who reads this is a Bhagavata. So I said the change in me is the same change I saw in everybody. It happens is 5 years back, I took one devotee, not 5. That time I was telling him 2-3 years back. So it's currently 10 years, 11 years back. I carried one devotee. I was a bus conductor of ISKCON bus. I was taking them from Bangalore to Melakote and then to Gosai Ghat. So this devotee family joined us. They were completely new, they didn't know anything about ISKCON. So while returning, it became late in the night. And we were entering, if you know, from the Mysore road, we were entering inside Bangalore. we were just near the toll, and we were just, moving inside the periphery of Bangalore. He got up from the bus because he was the first time coming and he didn't know anything about his car. And so as a bus in charge, I'm supposed to ask that whoever is the first near we'll enter Bangalore, whoever comes first, please voice around and I will ask the bus driver to stop and you get down. So this gentleman, the family, the husband got up and he started shouting at me, "You brought us back at 1 o'clock in the night. First, you will drop me in Electronic City. Nothing doing." And I was like, okay, sorry. And the whole bus went to Electronic City with nobody said anything except that family. And we reached there by 2:30 in Electronic City. We came back and then we dropped everybody. And in BTM, it became almost 3:30 to 4. And there were 8 families from BTM. In fact, majority of the families from BTM. None of them said anything. Now, this incident, everybody saw that. And this gentleman joined us after 3 years again. He didn't come to the next Manihattis. And one Panihatti we didn't go because there was a SARS. Like Corona, there was SARS. So we couldn't go there. So he joined after 3 years, but he was in constant association of devotees and he started coming. And Krishna's arrangement, again we became late. Because we saw that Chaluruvara Swami temple, where the Lord is lying down and with the nice eyes. So again it became late. And I was hoping that at 1 o'clock, it was around 12:30 that time. And again, I got up and I said, "Who wants to get down first, please voice around." And I was looking at that gentleman. He didn't even utter a word. Now, when I made everybody, step down at the turns, it became almost him to reach Electronic City and the bus, because I got down at BTM and then he dropped. The bus might have dropped him at around another 30 minutes later. I called him the other day and I said, "You didn't shout on me yesterday." And he said, "No, Prabhuji, that was my first year in ISKCON. And then I learned that it's okay. What will happen? What will I do next day? Maximum. I'll get late, but I'm coming from a very good spiritual trip." So I think over a period of time, I've learned to tolerate and tolerate for good things. Not tolerating everything, but tolerating good things. Do you feel this is a change which you notice in yourselves after joining ISKCON? My question to all of you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Lot of transformation.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Is this the change you feel, that prasadam is getting distributed and you might be getting late? That's okay, but generally you wait for your turn, and even if you don't get it, you don't mind it.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Absolutely.
Even in the Sunday feast, I used to be controller for Sunday feast for many, many years. As coordinator, controller, controller is spiritually a very derogatory word sometimes. Lord is the supreme controller. I was coordinator. And many times rice used to remain uncooked. And I used to hardly see any seasoned devotee or anybody who has spent more than a year time coming and complain. Except very senior devotees used to come and complain to me why the rice was not cooked well, because devotees have to eat that and they will get stomachache. So it's reverse. When you become too senior also, then you start raising voice and saying that this should not happen, devotees are suffering. And what are you giving to the Lord? And sometimes it happens. Over a period of at least 13 years, 14 years, I was a Sunday feast coordinator. This incident has happened 3-4 times only. In 13 years, 3-4, every 52 Sundays, 4 Sundays, rice can go this and that, right? In 13 years. So we learned that. Okay. But today we are going to sing Bhagavatam into 3 status quo, chapter 7. It's a very important shlokas. I will try to quickly read. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswati vyasam तदोजयं मुदीराये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So we'll read the first shloka. I will sing the first shloka and the synonyms and purport quickly. And then you all, please, Coordinator Mataji, will read quickly and we'll change the pattern again. As you all read, I will ask you to stop, and in between I'll explain those lines and the class will get over. My suggestion to all of you is, please remember one thing. There are so many lectures for each shloka, but you will notice people generally, since it's a matter of self-realization, I've seen Prabhupada, how beautifully he sticks to the purport. So let's learn from our seniors that when you are doing justification to a shloka, stick to Prabhupada's purport. You will be eventually give the most satisfaction to devotees rather than speaking whatever we feel. So while explaining the shloka, bhumika ke liye, being, trying to explain the things, you can go here and there, but that's how we will stick to. Evam bruvanam maitrayam dvaipayana suto buddha rinayan eva bharatya viduraha pratyabhashata. Synonyms, it says Shri Shuka Vacha, Shri Shukdev Goswami said, Evam thus means, Evam means thus, Bruvanam means speaking, Maitram unto the sage Maitreya, Dvaipayana Sutaha. Dvaipayana is actually the other name of Vasampayana. Dvaipayana, it is said, is for Vyasadeva. So, and the son of Dvaipayana, that means son of, so who is, the Shukdev Goswami is the son of Dvaipayana, means Vyasadeva. Buddha means learned, and Priyanayan, in a pleasing manner, Eva as it was, Bharatya in the manner of a request, and Viduraha, Vidura, and Pratyabhashata means expressed. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Shukdev Goswami said, O king, my son, O king, while Maitreya the great sage was speaking, Vidura, the learned son of Dvaipayana, Vyasa. Now here they have put the name as Vyasa. So Vyasa also is referred to Vyasa Gaddi. So where I am sitting now doing this preaching. So that Gaddi, that place is known as Vyasa Gaddi, Vyasa Asana. So you go to the real Vyasa Asana, which is in Naimisharana, 80 kilometers from Lucknow. I send you an invitation. I think I invited all of you there also. Please go and visit Lucknow, Ek Chakra, where there is a pond and you can see the real Shukdev Goswami's Vyasa Asana. It's 83 kilometers from Lucknow. So Vidura, the learned son of Dvaipayana Vyasana, expressed a request in a pleasing manner by asking this question. Now, the first thing we should learn from this purport is, in a pleasing manner, Samsiddhir Haritoshanam, the whole sonam bonam of Krishna consciousness is pleasing. Now, pleasing who? Samsiddhir Haritoshanam means Hari. To please Hari means the Lord. So the first principle of Krishna consciousness is not to follow rules and regulations. It's to please Krishna. If somebody says, because you are not eating onion and garlic, you are waking up early in the morning, and you are not drinking tea and coffee, and you are wearing the kanthi mala, and you are trying to tolerate your senses, you are trying to water tulsi, you are trying to eat offered food, does that make you devotee? The answer is no. That even a thief can do. That anybody who does not know about Krishna can do. So the answer is what? The answer is, I do these activities for Samsiddhir Haritoshana, to please the Lord. Because he likes that I should not eat non-veg, I will refrain from non-veg. Because Krishna likes me to do Mangalarti, I will do. Depends upon time, place, circumstances. You are working in the night shift, then your Mangalarti time changes. Krishna is not putting a gun on you and saying you die. No, but you can change your job and then become, you adjust yourself. So like that, this is the most fundamental principle of Krishna consciousness, is to please. Like how you were all helping me by teaching me how to use these mic sets and all. I still have not understood, but none of you there might be somebody in this audience. I don't know how many devotees have joined this, maybe 41 devotees. Somebody might have felt that, irritated and said, why this devotee is not progressing with the class? But he didn't say anything. So that means he was tolerating us, or he was tolerating me. But you were trying to, please the audience. I was trying to please the audience by playing Mridangam, but I could not do. So, but you were helping me in pleasing. So like that, the basis of Krishna consciousness is not only to please the Lord, but Lord also wants that the devotees should be pleased. And that is the reason why it is said that Bharatya, in a manner of a request, by pleasing request. So Sukadeva Goswami is telling that Vidura is asking in a very pleasing way to Maitreya. Because when you ask somebody a question, it can be intimidating. Means I am trying to push somebody to a certain corner and say, do you think you do this? Do you think you did that? Or do you think I did that wrong? So you can ask question in a very unpleasing way also. So questioning is a very delicate task. You should know how to ask good questions. So this is a very big Krishna conscious principle. Even in these 4 lines we have understood in Bhagavatam, that we should always request in a pleasing manner, not only just to devotees, but to anybody, to avoid confrontation. Because when you confront with somebody, you lose your peace of mind. So same way, here, pleasing attitude is also, we say, tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. You ask your spiritual master, jnanina tattvadarshina, because he has seen the truth. But what do? Pariprashnena sevaya. It's just not asking pariprashnena. You are asking pariprashnena means question after question. But how? In a bhav of sevaya. You are doing a service to your guru by asking him question. Now you can ask a question, what am I? If I'm asking a question to my spiritual master, how do I serving him? Or you are making him utilize as an instrument to explain you who Krishna is. That's a service. Suppose if any of you, or suppose for example, I have spent, maybe among you maybe I am one of those who have spent a lot of time in ISKCON, maybe 23, 24 years. If anybody is there, he can also say the same. And you don't ask anything from me. And you all get together and you have a very senior devotee coming, even more senior than me, a brahmachari from 40 years in ISKCON. And then a sannyasi joins you and you all discuss and you don't ask him. Will it be looking pleasing? No, devotees don't do that. In fact, in my life, it has happened once that I was giving a class when a senior sannyasi, not a sannyasi, but a senior Prabhupada disciple came. Immediately I got up and he said, no, it's up. You should not get up. I said, no. And then he made me sit, but then my super coordinator came and said, get up, Premalal. He is going to speak. It was he who was. They made me sit only till the time he was there. So that is how we have a pleasing attitude. This is very important. The more we are pleasing, then the more we are tolerating, and the more we are working hard towards becoming good. Now, pleasing doesn't mean that if you see something wrong, you don't raise your voice, but you raise your voice in a very pleasing way. These are all things. You may see something, some devotee not talking to you properly, even in an ISKCON temple. It can happen. That doesn't mean you fight with him. You take him aside and discuss with him, Prabhuji, why did you say like this to me? I felt it bad. So I want to share my heart. I felt insulted. And that devotee should not feel intimidated. So you should ask him pleasing way. These are practical way. This happens in Goluka a lot. Because in Goluka, the place from where we actually dropped, beyond this Viraja river, that place is full of people who will be having variety of opinions. So if you cannot tolerate in this material world, it is impossible for us to develop the habit of tolerating when we reach to the place from where we were dropped in the first case. So everything you do in this world, try to do it as a preparation to enter Goluk. Om Ajnanatimrandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yen Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuda Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhana Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishnavanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kaltarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patita Nama Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakt Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So anybody has any question about the pleasing which has been explained in the translation in 3.7.1? Do you agree with the pleasing concept? Have you understood what do you mean by pleasing? Then we will move forward.
I understood, Prabhuji. Pleasing means you should not be having anger and uncontrollable emotions of you, and you should be able to conversing. At the same time, it doesn't mean that if there is a mistake or something or a thing, it's not to express or anything, but there is a decorum for it. It's a for it.
Wonderful. Very nice. And I'm telling you why. My experience is I've been involved in a lot of meetings. Don't make this mistake. I have seen it happening within our devotee community. What happens in the meeting? In the meeting, there are 11. See, all this is practical life. You will say, why are we reading Bhagavatam? We are reading Bhagavatam to transform ourselves. What is the point of doing 4 shlokas in one time when we have not got one senior devotee is calling me because 1 second. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I am in the class which you also give with the devotees, but since you are a very senior, so just let me continue with the class and I'll call you back. Bhagavatam class going on, but I didn't want to cut your phone, so I know why you have called me. Thank you. So, okay. So in one couple of meetings, I see that, they are discussing about temple. And a senior Vaishnava comes and tells you, I think we should do this in this way. And, 1 or 2 devotees were speaking and rest everybody was mute. And then later on after the meeting, everybody was speaking. Oh, why did senior said that? We could have that in a different way. But eventually what happened? Since nobody put the point to discuss, although the seniors were inviting you, but the people became so pleasing that they didn't even feel like raising the voice and saying their own points. So what is the point of this? And since you didn't convey this point during a meeting, eventually the festival happened the way it was decided in the meeting. And in the festival, and I have seen it, none of the devotee, in fact, the devotee who took the decision came to me and said, why didn't these people tell me in the meeting, you and 1 or more devotee were the only ones. Nobody told me that we could have changed this way. And actually he had accepted this point from somebody else who had made a point, but nobody spoke in the meeting. Now, they may be looking pleasing in the one go, but if you don't put your point, then you take that frustration and depression within your heart and you go out and eventually everybody suffers. Have you understood the meaning of the word pleasing? Pleasing doesn't mean humility without speaking. Pleasing means speaking with humility your heart. And pari prashnin, ask many times your guru. See, nobody can be greater than you than the guru and acharyas. At least forget Krishna and Radharani coming in front of us. Our guru can be there. My guru is coming. So like that, if you are not understood the concept of guru, you will feel, oh, what my guru will think if I ask 1 or 2 more questions. He will feel he does not know anything. Doesn't matter. Now, there's no point of being so pleasing to your spiritual master. If you don't understand anything, put it in a very amicable way, the voice to your Guru Maharaj and say, Guru Maharaj, I didn't understand this. What shall I do? No, you are saying get up early in the morning, but my night shifts are there. I'm not able to. He will show you the way. He will show you the way. Because he's also seen the truth. Tattva Darshana. He has seen the darshan of the Tattva. Means he has seen that. He knows the truth. That it's not easy to wake up early in the morning. Why I'm asking this is one devotee, he asked the disciple of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, when he asked him, Maharaj, I'm not able to wake up early in the morning. This Guru Maharaj said, okay, you continue sleeping as it is. Even if you wake up, you really remain sleeping. So, what's the point of you getting early? Even if you wake up at 5, generally, the waking up with the eyes and body is just physical waking up. But when you wake up, really feel that you want to chant and then wake up, that's the real waking up. So he told me this, that he learned this message from his Guru Maharaj. So like that, we'll move to the next sloka. Thank you for the devotee to talk about this. So Mataji, who can go and sing the next sloka for us? And the purport he has to sing. I'll ask him to stop and I'll keep explaining things wherever required or discussing things. Who wants to sing?
Prabhuji. Divya Desai Mataji, you can say the sloka. And
Yes,
Sindhu Mataji, you can read the translation.
विदुर उवाच ब्रह्मन् कथां भागवता चिन्मत्रायस्य विकारिणः लीलया च पीयुजेरान् निर्गुणस्य गुणक्रियाः. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. A translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Vidura said, O great Brahmana, since the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the complete spiritual whole and is unchangeable, how is he connected with the material modes of nature and their activities? If this is his pastime, how do the activities of the unchangeable takes place and exhibit qualities without the modes of nature?
Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, you want the purport read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, I'll explain this and we can read a little bit. Then we can have a more homework also today. But let me explain you this. Very interesting. See, Bhagavatam, every word is a Purana. Every word in itself is a Purana because it's a part of Purana. See, they say that, let's understand. What do you mean when they say Krishna is non-changeable? See, Krishna is Shaktiman. He is energetic. He is Kevlabyam, Prashantam, Abhayam, Avishokam. He is unchangeable means he is completely spirit. And beyond Krishna, there is no reason of, there is no reason of, nobody can say, I created Krishna. Krishna is the reason of Krishna himself. So he's one without a second. Everything which you see, you and me, including this laptop while talking to you in the class, is everything after Krishna. Nothing beyond Krishna or nothing away from Krishna. Everything is within Krishna. Now, when we say within Krishna means within the body of Krishna. Yes, in the universal form, if Krishna expands, all the energies join him. Aham brahmasmi, though I am one, I shall become many. He says this. He says this, I am acting in front of you, but he is actually saying this. Though I am one, I shall become many. And he's saying like that, and so many souls are existing. And he's He is a Shama Sundara form, but all the energies are emanating. Am Sarvasva Prabho, Matta Sarvam Pravartate, Idim Matta Bhajante Mam, Buddha Bhav Samanvita. He is telling everything emanates from me, O you Arjuna. Everything emanates from me, though I am one singing Trivangi, singing, bended in three form, but everything Vasudevam Sarvamiti. तो समझिए मैं जो ये कर रहा हूं आपके सामने, पता नहीं मेरी इतनी औकात भी है कि नहीं है कि मैं प्रभु को इस तरह से समझा रहा हूं भगवान को, शायद वो गुस्सा ना हो जाए मुझसे, बट आई नो व्हाट आई एम डूइंग. ही इज one, but his energy is expanding. And so what is changing and non-changing? Please understand this. He has his energy is floating in the form of para and apara shakti, maya and yog maya, mahamaya and yog maya. We understood it exactly one chapter back. Yog maya and mahamaya. Okay, these are different energies of Krishna. They have these changeable aspects. He can do magic. He's a magician. He can make rabbit to an elephant, elephant to rabbit. He can make day and night. He can make planets. He can make black holes. He can make anything because he's Krishna to Bhagwan Swayam. Bhagwan hai, kar sakta hai. So he makes these concepts of changing the form of energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. We have learned it in material science, which is correct, because the principle is Krishna himself. Krishna can neither be created nor destroyed. So all the energies coming out of Krishna can neither be created nor destroyed. So anything and everything what he says, I was looking something different when I was young, but how come I'm looking old and now I'm looking old without any tooth? Oh my God, and I'm dying. This is a change of the energy which my body is experiencing in the form of getting older and older day by day. The most beautiful person of this planet also becomes not so beautiful in the end, materially thinking. But every soul is beautiful. Sphatika. So you're getting the point when they say that how do the activities of unchangeable takes place. So we are the souls, we are part and parcels of Krishna. We are also unchangeable. But if you leave us and Krishna, rest all the energies play in a game of illusion around us in the form of change. Now the biggest illusion is a physical practicality of day and night. You can say a day is happening and a night. So day, Lord ko sulao. Make the Lord sleep, you also sleep. The day begins, you start doing activities and you have to feed yourself. You have to go out and get milk. You have to prepare food. You have to go office, run. So some change in the sun moving around the earth gives you day and night effect. And that's a physical change that is deliberately created by the Lord. Because there is no day and night in spiritual world. There is day and night in material world, which is practically created as this unchangeable. The unchangeable soul is experiencing the changeable effect of the Krishna's energy in the form of even losing the body. It is nothing but one kalevaram, another kalevaram, one body changed to another, depending upon our gunas and vyavaharas, as per how we act. And the way we act in the three modes of material nature, we get a new body. So these are all changes. The moment we learn Krishna consciousness, we bring our mind out of this changing and non-changing. That means if I look myself, you'll see a lot of white hair. Sometimes, my wife says, put the color on your head. And I say, let it be, na? What will happen? Then, of course, she's my wife. She puts some mehndi. I'm telling a very practical example of my life. And I used to always say, no, why? Let this change be the way it is. Maybe Lord wants me to understand this. But she's my wife. No, you'll look better. Okay, so anyway, you're going to get old. After some time, I'm telling you, very intimate discussions between me and my wife. If I don't tell you, then Krishna will say, why are you not telling? How will people learn that? And then if you can explain to your wife, and if you are a Prabhu, and if your hair are going white, you can continue to remain white because Krishna is painting you. His energies are changing and making your hair white. Accept that whiteness. What's the problem? So nowadays, if you see, they will put a lot of, injections, remove the skins, lot of actors and film actors, they do that because they don't want to look old, but they don't get the message. They're not able to accept that change because their soul is unchangeable. So they get a feeling that the body should remain beautiful all the time. It will not, because you are caught in a wrong place. You are an unchangeable person caught in a changing environment, which keeps changing. So let's read the purport if everybody has understood. If you all have understood, just say a big Hari Bol and we'll move ahead with the purport.
Hari Bol, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
Ramakrishna Prabhu, you can read. Prabhu.
Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Okay, somebody can read quickly, and then if something is there.
May I read, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes. And read the entire purport quickly, and then we'll move to the next sloka.
Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. As described in the previous chapter, the difference between the super soul, the Supreme Lord, and the living entities is that the activities of the Lord is creating the cosmic manifestation or performed by the Lord through the agency of his multifarious energies, but this manifestation is bewildering to the living entities.
Hold on. What do you mean by bewildering? Means confusing. Classic example. You see yourself in the mirror, you see your body not going in the way you want, at least physical appearance wise. It bewilders you. You feel you are growing old. But actually, you should know that you are soul, not the body. So only your chance of getting a human birth is going away when you see your body getting older and older day by day and losing the beauty and the strength. That is bewildering. So people get too attached to their body. That's why Prabhupada says, don't get too attached to the body. Let's go ahead and read the next line.
The Lord is therefore the master of the energies, whereas the living entities are subjugated by them. By asking various questions about transcendental activities, Vidura is clearing the misconception that when the Lord either descends to the earth in his incarnation or appears himself with all his potencies, he too is subjected to the influence of Maya, just like an ordinary living entity. This is generally the calculation of less intelligent philosophers who consider the position of the Lord and that of living entities to be on the same level. Vidura is hearing the great sage Maitreya refute these arguments. The Lord is described in this verse as Chinmatra, or completely spiritual. The personality of Godhead has unlimited potencies to create and manifest many wonderful things, both temporary and permanent. Because this material world is the creation of his external energy, it thus appears to be temporary. It is manifested at certain intervals, maintained for some time, and again dissolved and conserved in his own energy. As described in Bhagavad Gita 8.19, Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate. But the creation of his internal potency, the spiritual world, is not a temporary manifestation like the material world, but is eternal and full of transcendental knowledge, opulence, energy, strength, beauties, and glories. Such manifestations of the Lord's potencies are eternal and are therefore called nirguna, or free from all things of the modes of material nature, even up to the mode of material goodness. The spiritual world is transcendental, even material goodness, and thus is unchangeable. Since the Supreme Lord of such eternal and unchangeable qualities is never subjugated by anything like material influence, how can his activities and form be conceived to be under the influence of illusory Maya, as is the case with the living entities? Prabhu, to go ahead, or someone else can read it?
Someone else can read.
Yeah.
We have some time.
Thank you.
Some Prabhu.
Ramakrishna Prabhu, do you like to read, Prabhuji? Ramakrishna Prabhuji? Okay, anybody else wants to read? Okay, Prabhuji,
I can read.
Yeah, please continue, Prabhu.
Yeah. Lord's potencies are eternal and are therefore called nirguna, are free from all. Sorry.
Next paragraph,
Yeah.
A juggler or
magician displays many wonders with his acts and arts. He can become a cow by his magical tactics, and yet he is not that cow. But at the same time, the cow displayed by the magician is not different from him. Similarly, the material potency is not different from the Lord because it is an emanation from him. But at the same time, that manifestation of potency is not the supreme Lord. The Lord's transcendental knowledge and potency always remain the same. They do not change, even when displayed in the material world, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. The Lord descends to the earth by his own internal potency, and therefore there is no question of his becoming materially contaminated, changed, or otherwise affected by the modes of material nature. The Lord is Saguna by his own internal potency, but at the same time he is Nirguna, since he is not in touch with the material energy. The restrictions of the prison house are applicable to prisoners who are condemned by the king's law, but the king is never affected by such implications, although he may visit the prison house out of his goodwill. In the Vishnu Purana, the 6 appearances of the Lord are stated to be non-different from him. The appearances of transcendental knowledge, strength, appellants, potency, beauty, and renunciation are all identical with the personality of Godhead. When he personally displays such appearances in the material world, they have no connection with the modes of material nature. The very word chin chinmatatva is the guarantee that the Lord's activities are always transcendental, even when displayed in the material world. His activities are as good as the Supreme Personality himself. Otherwise, liberated devotees like Sukadeva Goswami would not have been attracted by them. Vidura acquired how the Lord's activities can be in the modes of material nature, as is sometimes miscalculated by persons with a poor fund of knowledge. The inability of the material qualities is due to the difference between the material body and the spiritual soul. The conditioned soul's activities are displayed through the medium of the modes of material nature and are therefore perverted in appearance. However, the Lord's body and the Lord's himself are one and the same. And when the Lord's activities are displayed, they are certainly non-different from the Lord in all respects. The conclusion is that persons who consider the Lord's activities material are certainly mistaken. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So before you select one devotee for next 2 shlokas to quickly read, I'll just explain you a couple of things. So let's go from bottom. So it talks about, how to differentiate, right, between the Lord and his, body. Now, see, generally what happens is in the material world, we are engaged in a human body. So most of the people, they get confused by this saguna and nirguna. So guna word means addition. Guna also means quality. It can be good quality and bad both. And guna also means the modes, which is like the 3 time zones, the sattva, rajo, and tamo. So a lot of people, they feel, and Mayavadis, when I say those who have not understood that Krishna is finally a form. So, and formless at the same time. He's like a form, but the formlessness, Jyoti, is coming up. So they feel that since they look towards themselves and somebody says, do you feel Krishna has a form? So they start thinking that Krishna has a material form. because they feel their body is not that good. They cannot lift mountains. They cannot. How can God with such a fragile body can lift a mountain? So and then they say, all good and bad is happening because of the Lord. So sometimes something bad is happening. They say God is doing bad, but they don't realize that God is beyond all this material creation. He's letting us play in this energy for some time being. So sometimes they feel is nirguna. They will say as God is nirguna, without any qualities, beyond these qualities. So he doesn't have a form. So refrain that in making that point or statement in your life or in your understanding or thinking. God is, they're saying he's saguna by himself, right? He's the one who has created this concept of quality, quantity. As I said in the beginning, there's everything what you see is other than Krishna. Nothing can be away from Krishna, beyond Krishna, or something which is not by Krishna. It is not possible. It's humanly impossible to it is humanly possible to conceive that situation, but it's actually practically, spiritually not possible. So that's why they are saying this. And Srila Prabhupada, in his purports, most of the time, guna, he relates to the three modes of material nature. So we are subjected to sleep. Is Lord subjected to sleep? You can say, I put a vigraha to sleep. So that's because he's allowing you to let the vigraha be used in the same way as you are facing the time, place, circumstances. During Corona, all the temples got closed, but Lord's worship was going on. Lord was sleeping and waking up. So irrespective of the physical conditions, devotee continue to serve the Lord. But the Lord also is made to sleep. Shayanarti, Radha Krishna Pranamura. We sing that, right? Radha Krishna Pranamura, Jugala Kishora. Why are we making the Lord sleep? Is the Lord is subjected to sleep? No. That's why this is a very difficult concept, but once you get clear, the Lord is reciprocating so that when you go to sleep, you also make him sleep. When you imagine if you don't open the vigraha of the altar of any temple, if the pujari doesn't do that, if the ISKCON management of every temple or any temple by that matter, if the devotee doesn't go and practically opens and make the Lord beautiful, the Lord will slowly getting cobwebs or whatever you say, right? Spider webs and whatever. And then same one day, too much of dust is there in the Lord. That means Lord cannot clean himself. He can, but he is giving you a chance. आपके आग्रह में वो विग्रह बना. You requested him to become a vigraha. So on your request, agraha, he became a vigraha. So he is coming down to that platform to let him be a vigraha for you and treat him the way you treat him in the spiritual world. So that is the way how this concept of nirguna and saguna has to be accepted. Lord is full of quality. That is why Papa says he's a saguna. But he is beyond guna, means he is not subjected to birth, death, old age, disease, like how our human body is, though our soul is also not subjected to birth, death, old age, disease. It's subjected to experience this temporarily. Okay, we'll move ahead. Next sloka. 3.7.3. We have some time, maybe a minute. This is a small one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
You guys are able to hear me? You are all able to hear me, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Kridayam udyamo rapsya kamaschikrindasantayatah swatastriptasya chakatham nivritasya sadanyatah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Does anybody want to read the translation?
May Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Boys are enthusiastic to play with other boys or with various diversions because they are encouraged by desire. But there is no possibility of such desire for the Lord because He is self-satisfied and detached from everything at all times. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Sharmila Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Since the Supreme Personality of Godhead is one without a second, there is no possibility that anything besides Him can exist. He expands Himself by His energies in multi-forms of self-expansions and separated expansions as well, just as fire expands itself by heat and light. Since there is no other existence besides the Lord Himself, the Lord's association with anything manifests His association with Himself. In Bhagavad Gita 9.4, the Lord says, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matstani sarva bhutani na chaham teshu avastitaha. The complete manifestation of the cosmic situation is an expansion of the Lord Himself in His impersonal feature. All things are situated in Him only, yet He is not in them. That is the opulence of the Lord's attachment and detachment. He is attached to everything, yet He is detached from all. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, before you select the next devotee for a quick shloka, I'll just tell you very important point. And when you read this, you come to know. There's a shloka in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, Tocha karma na limpati. He says, मैं तुम्हारे कर्मों पे लिम्पत नहीं होता. Means what? See, when we try to understand from a material aspect, we are all present in which world? Material. Of course, Lord is where? He's in the spiritual world, but He is present everywhere. For Him, there is no difference between material world and spiritual world. The difference is only for us. For Him, when He comes down, material world doesn't affect Him. Like you get tired in the material world, you get dirt in the material. You just rub your skin and the dirt will come out, right? Your clothes get dirted, right? And that is one reason when Devi Devtas, they come on this planet Earth, they remain few feet higher. They don't touch this ground until unless in their form. And the garland which they wear never gets, stale because they're coming from a higher planet. So they don't touch this world because this world has that tendency to deteriorate things quickly, quicker than what even there also the things get deteriorated, but not so soon. They have their different time zones and calculations. Okay, I don't want to get too much in detail, but you should understand these concepts because if these concepts are clear, we will never be shaken. We will only go deeper and deeper. So when we see Krishna from material world, we try to look Krishna the way we are with our little mind. So we think Krishna also will get subjugated to these things. And Krishna is going to understand what situation I am in. So Krishna will change. Krishna will not force me. Krishna will understand what I am going through. Yes, that is true. And so sometimes we go to the temple and we try to bargain with Krishna or God, saying that if you give me a promotion in my job, I'll give you this. And that can be a gold, that can be money, that can be some food item, or you may go tomorrow to our temple and say, Krishna, I have brought this sweet rice for you. My son is giving 10th exam. Please ask him to pass. But we do that. Although in our devotion we learn to become not asking from Krishna, in fact, serving him without asking. But it's okay if you do that. After all, he's Lord. There's no harm. But sometimes we try to involve Krishna. I'm opening a business, Krishna. 20% of the wealth I'll give you. Please, you make my business success. So these are practical examples. Actually, practically, Lord will not agree to these things. Okay, you give me some promotion, I'll shave off my head. Doesn't work. But Lord can come to that level and interact with you. Nobody can stop to that. But the scriptures say that Lord doesn't stop over there. He may interact with you. You may literally give sweet to Krishna tomorrow, go to ISKCON ICC, give him, or any ISKCON temple, give him sweet and say, give me promotion, and really you will get the promotion after 1 week. If he wants, he can go to that level and help you because he's your father. He's your aham pratah bij pitama. He's your owner. If he wants, nobody can stop him. Krishna, you told in scripture, you will never like makhan. But if you put butter to Krishna, and he's getting buttered and he's really helping you, then you can't really do anything about it. You can't. He said, no, if I feel I am Krishna, I can do anything. Although in the scriptures there's nowhere it is written you butter Krishna, but agar aap maska laga rahe ho Krishna ko and he's happy, then what we can do? So that is how powerful the Lord is, and you have to give respect to that. You will slowly understand. We will slowly understand these things more and more. So when we go old and older and older, sometimes you just do mentally arti to Krishna. He accepts it because he knows what condition you are in body. At the age of 95, you cannot wake up early in the morning. So sometimes you will not be able to take bath if nobody wakes you up from the bed. So you have to, somebody will come, some ayamma will come and help you, or your son will come. Until he doesn't take you to bathroom at the age of 96, you can't even do bathroom on your own. Restroom, I'm saying, forget to take bath. Then the old people are given bath. In that situation, if you mentally worship Krishna, will he not accept? He will. And exactly at the age of 27, when you are fully, you sometimes feel, Krishna, I can't wake up in the morning, I'm too tired. Will he not accept you? He will accept you. So basically, it is his will whether he wants to, get involved in your activities or not. But generally, he's not. This is what I'm trying to tell you. He's Lord. You cannot say Lord will never get attached to your activities. If he wants, he can. He's the Lord. Otherwise, why I'm calling him God? But generally, he will not. He will not come into any of your pralobhavan, in your sweet talks. Krishna, I'll do this for you, do this for me. No, his wish. Generally, devotees will tell you not to do this. But slowly, when you understand that Krishna is beyond this, he's asking you to take away from this world. Why to ask something from this world? You need this just to survive. You need money to survive. You can ask Krishna, give me some money so that I can feed my children and feed myself. He's okay. He's not saying I will not give. Give me something so that I become the richest person in the world. Then it is difficult. He may not accept. Okay, last shloka. I don't think so. We have time. Or we give it as a homework, coordinator.
We can do this, Prabhuji.
Oh,
it's 10:47. We just do the reading.
Why don't? Yeah, you only sing it quickly, or somebody, Prabhu or Mataji, whoever.
Uma Mataji, do you want to sing? Do you want to say it,
Yeah.
Mataji?
Yeah. Asrakshit Bhagavan. Hare Krishna. Asrakshit Bhagavan Vishwam. Huh?
Please go ahead, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Asrakshit Bhagavan Vishwam. Gunamayatma Mayaya. Thaya samstapiyati etad bhuya pratyabhidhasyati. Shall I read translation?
Sudha Mataji will read, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandatam. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. By His self-sheltered potency of the three modes of material nature, the Lord has caused the creation of this universe. By her, He maintains the creation and conversely dissolves it again and again. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anita Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. This cosmic universe is created by the Lord for those living entities who are carried away by the illusory thought of becoming one with Him by imitation. The three modes of material nature are for the further bewilderment of the conditioned souls. The conditioned living entity, bewildered by the illusory energy, considers himself a part of the material creation due to forgetfulness of his spiritual identity, and thus he becomes entangled in material activities life after life. This material world is not for the purpose of the Lord Himself, but is for the conditioned souls who wanted to be the controllers due to misuse of their God-gifted minute independence. Thus, the conditioned souls are subjected to repeated birth and death. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So one last point. So this entire material world, Lord has created for us because we started imitating the Lord. What do you mean by imitating the Lord? Imitating the Lord, not that Lord was lifting the mountain, so we will also imitate to lift the mountain. Because imitation happens in the form of enjoyment. Lord is supreme. but we are his part and parcels of this Supreme Personality. We are supreme tending to infinity, but he is infinite. That's the difference. We are tending to infinite, but he is infinite. So there is a gap between us and the Lord. That gap is where the whole fun lies. He is very clever. When he makes us, can God not create another God? Why not? Supreme God can create another Supreme God. But will he ever do that? He did that in the form of Balrama. Radharani, they are also supreme people. He's Sat Chitananda, he's Chit, but he's Chit. Sat is Balram and Ananda is Radharani. So he's there. He's already eternally, already the eternal people are there. And so he's giving us small, and the power of a soul is not that we can become we are as strong as God. No, the power of the soul is in its minute independence. That independence is to think independently and desire independently, feel also, and reciprocate with the Lord independently. That independence is something like how you see your son. Your son says, Papa, I love you. And then you love him. And your daughter or son, how do you want them to be independent also? Not all the time dependent on us. Papa, now what shall I do? You admit him in a school and he comes and, Papa, what shall I do in the school now? And then you say, no, you go and study. Papa, they gave me maths book. What shall I do? Oh, you study. You decide on your own. Man, why are you coming again and again and asking me small question? See how others are behaving. And then he goes for a job and he says, Papa, they're asking me to come for an interview. What shall I do? So go for an interview, right? You're getting what I'm saying. So Lord wants us to be independent. Nobody likes dependence on themselves, right? Then he can enjoy you. God will never say, don't ever always say yes to me. No, God doesn't like yes ministers. God loves you. You can say no. That's why how this no people कहने वाले कितने इस दुनिया में, भगवान को फिर भी मजा आ रहा है. At every situation, Krishna enjoys. If every soul is against him, he will still enjoy. Because he wants by force, he can bring them. But he wants, why these material world, so many souls are here? He wants, within a blink of eye, everybody, all things close, only spiritual world. Everybody serving him. But he doesn't want. Why? Because of that minute independence. He wants us to become aware of Krishna. Not think that we are God, but we are for God. That's what the whole Sonam Bonam is. He doesn't want us to force. That is why in Vrindavan, the gopis don't call Krishna as God, but in Dwarka, they call the wives and the sons of Krishna. They know, the Dwarka Vasis, they know that he's God. So Krishna's God form is more prominent in Dwarka. But in Vrindavan, the cowherd boys, when they play Krishna or they put mud into the mouth of Krishna or they take Krishna and throw him on the ground, they don't think he is God. They think just he's our heart and soul. And that's why we see that, I lost my heart in Vrindavan. Right? And I lost my entire material propensities in Dwarka. That's how I interpret. It's very correct, actually, because Lord means I have so many things. But in Vrindavan, you can consider Krishna as the beautiful Krishna. Nothing. I mean, he's God. Everybody knows. But in Vrindavan, you will enjoy him much more than God. God, nobody can change that position. But you enjoy him as Krishna, Govinda, who is gives pleasure to cow and senses. So with this, today I bring a little exceeded today, maybe 13 minutes we exceeded. If we see 10:45, we generally close. We have 8 minutes exceeded, but we were able to close all the shlokas. So I hope this helped you all. Om Tat Sat.
Surely, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnav ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. As usual, looking forward to another session of yours. I'm very sorry that we'll have to cut the class short because
another class
of time duration. Thank you so much, devotees. See you all tomorrow again. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranams. Hare Krishna. With your permission, shall I end the session, Prabhuji?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Shall I end the session, Prabhuji, with your permission?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.